Hello, Blaze fam. This is Latoya Dixon Smith, co-founder and head of product at Blaze Group LLC. And today I have with me Lesline Pittman, who is one of our Blaze Business Award winners. And we are here to talk all about Lesline, her business, her time at the summit, and a little bit more about like what she has to share with us in regards to Lesline Does Wellness, which is her business. So welcome, Lesline.
Thank you, Latoya. Hi, Blaze family. I'm really happy to be here.
So Lesline, tell us a little bit more about you and the work that you do.
Yeah, so I always like to preface it that I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. Like, I really just fell into this whole thing. And I started Lesline Does Wellness because I was struggling with my own mental health struggles postpartum, and came back to my yoga practice. And through that, I was also granted a yoga teacher scholarship. So once I did that training, I was like, I want everybody that's around me to know about yoga. And, my family and friends kind of got tired of me lovingly. So I was like, okay, I guess I need to go back online. And I say go back online because there was a couple of years that I came off of social media. Not to get too much into that story, but I had an ex-friend of mine who hurt my feelings. I'll just say that. Hurt my feelings really badly, and I was really embarrassed to just be on social media. So I deactivated all of my social media, and with the exception of YouTube. I think a lot of us are familiar with that. It's like you deactivate Instagram, all the other stuff, but YouTube, for whatever reason, is like the one that stays, and it technically is kind of still social anyways. So I did that for about 2 years, and in that time came back to yoga. This was before I got the scholarship, but I came back to my yoga practice, all of that. And then fast forward 2020, had my second child, experienced not postpartum depression. You can say it was like baby blues, with a hint of just really dark thoughts. And so anyways, that all happened, and I realized I needed help. So I found a therapist, became certified as a yoga teacher in that time. Also invested in a life coach, and I transformed my own life, and I wanted to help other moms like me to do the same, because I was like, I'm finally feeling good. Like, this is too good to keep to myself. That's the biggest thing. It was like, I can't keep this to myself. So here I am.
Wow. So a lot you just shared there, and a really big nugget that you just dropped at the end. But I can only imagine how isolating that might have felt when you essentially went dark after that situation. And I too have gone on social media breaks, but I kept my YouTube because I still like to learn other things and stay on top of new topics and things like that. But I would say that when I got off social media as well, it was a good moment of clarity for me. When you don't have the distractions, or even just the outside influences of what everyone else has going on, even if they are great, very positive things, it allows you the space and the time to get clarity on what you really need for yourself and what you would like to put out into the world. So at least, for nothing else, I hope that was a positive that you gained from that experience. But I love that you took it to get some more healing and some more love, pour back into yourself. And the nugget that you shared at the end of, I just cannot keep this for myself. I think that's amazing, but it really aligns with the spirit of Blaze and how we at Blaze here are aiming to build leaders and accept zero excuses. It reminds me of one of the sessions we had at the summit about taking these tools that we have and sharing them with other people, so that the onus doesn't lie on us to just be the person just issuing the medicine,
Right.
but to sharing the medicine and sharing the tools with other people so that they themselves can experience that. And so I know you work with primarily Black moms in this space. Like, what are some of the tools that you help, through your yoga practice? Like, what are some of the tools and the ways that you support Black moms?
Yeah. The biggest thing being a yoga teacher, because I say now because I've been practicing since 2009, but now I'm certified since 2020. So the biggest thing now that I am a yoga teacher, is showing Black moms, like specifically new Black moms, like yoga is for you. It's accessible. It's not complicated. We're not gonna complicate this, And teaching Black moms that yoga is not just getting on the mat. Yoga, it can just be like sitting in silence. If that's in your car, if that's hiding in your bathroom, locking the door, no lights on, the phone is not with you, and you're just decompressing in that way and checking in with yourself, asking yourself how you're doing. And maybe you cry when you're sitting in the car or the bathroom. Like, that is yoga, because one limb of yoga is that mindfulness, right? You're practicing mindfulness, if that be through breathing, right? So there's many aspects of yoga that society doesn't really market. And we're slowly seeing the mindfulness and just sitting and being. But I really like to tell people, anybody can do it, because a lot of people still come up to me and it surprises me. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to keep saying it. But a lot of people are like, oh, I did yoga once and it was hot yoga and I hated it. And I'm just like, okay, or people want to lose weight. That's another thing people will come up to me for. And I'm realizing, I don't want to show you how to lose weight, because I've realized it's deeper than that, right? So that was kind of a little tangent, but yeah. So.
No, that was absolutely helpful in seeing there are a variety of reasons why people may see yoga as the solution to some of the things that they are experiencing in their lives. But to me, it sounds like you're very clear on what your purpose and your mission, and using this tool and using it to show Black moms how they can live more whole lives. I'm recording this podcast episode in my bedroom because the puppy was losing his everlasting mind in the crate, and I needed to come upstairs in my bedroom where it's quiet and there are no distractions. So absolutely, even without human children, the idea of taking time and giving yourself permission to give yourself space, give yourself that peace, that quiet that you need, is something that is a practice that we need to implement and see where we can utilize it without having to always be on a yoga mat, like you said. I think that is so very powerful. So very powerful.
It is. And I did yoga last night in my bed. That's something else people are like, you can do yoga in your bed. I'm like, yeah, there's yoga videos I have on my YouTube. I also look at other yogis in the space and I'll watch their YouTube videos. Because for whatever reason, this probably sounds weird, but I don't like watching my own yoga videos that I make for people. I just get so weird about it. I will post it. It gets posted. But I just say all that to say you really can do yoga wherever you're comfortable too. That's the biggest thing, because I remember my first yoga class was in 2009. It was in a hot yoga studio. It was a Bikram hot yoga. I know, I'm a different kind of breed of a person. I like extreme risk things. And I went with a friend of mine who happened to be white. And she's like, you want to do this with me? And it was summer of 2009, so I just graduated high school, so I didn't have anything to do. It's like, sure. So I went with her, and it's sad to say this, but I'm always so used to feeling uncomfortable. So I say that because when I walked into the space, I was the only one, the only Black woman in that space. And I think I was the only Black person in the space, but it felt, yes, I felt uncomfortable, but I'm used to that. but it felt good at the same time. Like at the end, I was like, I need this. And I got a membership that whole summer. I was there all of summer 2009. And I realized I loved it so much because one, Bikram is regimented, the type of yoga that is. I do not teach Bikram, and there's things about that, but I don't teach that. But I liked it because I could expect what was gonna happen. So it was like you do pose 1 to 27, and you don't do 3, then no, it's 1 to 27. So I liked that rigidity, if you will. So that was something I really liked, and just how good I felt. I was like, I could feel like this every day. Like, so.
Yeah. That's so very interesting. I'm gonna pass on the hot aspect of it just because
I know. Trust me, please do. For people also that are listening,
I know
please,
my body.
Yes. That's important though, Latoya, that you said that you know your body. And so it also goes back to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean, but like, it just goes to show as Black women, a lot of us, we don't know what our body needs or what we want, right? Like, let me take that. We do know, but there's so much muddled on top of what, like, our real knowing. So that's another reason I love yoga, because you can get quiet with yourself, right? And so once you get quiet with yourself, and I would suggest this too, because my people are new moms. You probably can't leave the house. Whenever the baby is down or whatnot, take that moment, put the phone down, and simply just close your eyes. And you don't have to do anything special. Just close your eyes and take one deep breath. And just allow your thoughts to just do what they do. You know? And then you'll realize, then you'll be able to be like Latoya and I will be like, no, I don't do that hot yoga. Like, it's things like that. I wish I had more to say in the between that, but it's getting quiet with yourself will help you figure out what type of movement do you like? Not what Lesline and Latoya like. What is it that you want to do? But the only way you can get to that is by being quiet with yourself. And that's how you also are able to like learn what your intuition is. We all have that.
That's so good. It kind of goes back to how we started the conversation about, taking a break from social media and allowing the silence and the space that we gain from limiting our distractions to show us like what the main thing is, like where we want to direct our focus, where we want to direct our attention, and even like allowing that stillness to make space for our intuition to just rise, like into for us to hear it with clarity and not just, oh, that's just another thing that happens when I do this, or I always feel like this, but I kind of put it on the back burner. Like you said before, what you're teaching is not just a movement practice. What you're teaching is mindset. It's lifestyle, and how to do this to be whole and well in every aspect of it, especially for moms, especially for Black moms, because there's so much nuance into our experience that, oh man, I love the idea of using yoga as a practice to kind of teach those things, because I can tell, like, Lesline does wellness. Lesline doesn't just do yoga. Lesline doesn't just do, mommy tips and things like that. Like wellness as a complete and whole view and perspective of how we live our lives, which is amazing. I love that. Even to today, when you're talking about being still, being quiet, especially when you're not able to leave the house, that is absolutely one of my favorite things about so I go to Bar 3, and it's like a combination of like yoga, Pilates,
I need
like
to try
cardio. It's fun, but you're constantly moving, and so at the end of class, there's that 5 minutes of breath work. It's my favorite part of class. We're lying down on the mats, the lights are down, maybe they're off, we're quiet, we're just breathing, and everything from the workout from before, it just allows us to just center and ground like all of the work that we just put in, and just let it like move through our body and let our breath like carry all that energy and just back to like that equilibrium. I love it so much. And I'm like, I see people who are getting to their next meeting and they have to leave at the breath. I'm like, no, this is the best part. You need to stay.
It's the most important part too, because similar to yoga, I like how they blend yoga aspects, because the ending is the most important. And a lot of people do like I got my next meeting, but like you need that so that your body can like integrate and like process everything you did in that bar 3 yoga class, whatever it is. Like it goes by, the theme of this is stillness. Like more of us need to practice being still. Like it will help with a lot of the strife and just muck we got going on. We all have it. I have it. Just because I teach yoga, it don't mean nothing, honestly. Like when you see all these us as yoga teachers like teaching, like it's because I don't want to generalize, but I know for me it's because I was in a low place and I needed something. We all need something though. So we all have a way that we like heal, and for me it was yoga, you know.
So let's shift gears and talk about the summit, because that's why we're here. But tell us about like your experience with this summit, this recent summit.
Oh, this recent summit was wonderful. It was so good. I made sure to be a part of like the buy black market. Like, so I had that virtual space pop-up shop the whole week, which I thought was incredible. And I'll say this too, because I did that, I got my first bulk order. I have Escape with Lesline. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, thank you, Latoya. Yeah, so I decided over the past like year or so, I was like, I need a tangible product, another way that I can connect with people. So I decided to create Escape with Lesline weighted eye pillows, which are similar to a weighted blanket, but they're smaller and they're for your eyes. But we can go into that later. But I was like, oh, I have this product now. Let me join the market. So I did, got that order, a bulk order. Was really excited about that. And so that was such a great experience with this summit. Also connecting with new women, new Black women who just genuinely, it's just like, I know you hear this probably all the time now that you're in like the space, Latoya, with Blaze, but it's like there's just this unspoken thing when you're in Blaze and when you're with Black women in general. Like you don't gotta explain. You don't gotta explain a lot of stuff. You can just talk and like you get the undertone of what we're saying. So I made sure to like join like a few of the sessions. Like I really did appreciate too like a lot of the financial sessions that you guys had, even though that makes me like, I got my own, we all have our own money story, right? But I made sure I was like, let me join these and just listen, right? And so I did, and I took what I needed. So I was appreciative of that. And then the ceremony, the award ceremony was so good. It was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the category that you won.
Yes. So I won Best in Healthcare and Wellness for the first, the best. And there was like 7 of us, okay? It was like, I was the biggest category. So that was intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. And I remember when the first email came in that was sent by you all saying we're having this award ceremony and it's the first one, and I was like you can nominate yourself, and I was like, you know what, I nominated myself, and I'm glad I did. I didn't know who else was in the running until this awards and like seeing everything, but I'm just really proud of myself, and I'm proud of myself to be the first, because like this is like a little sidebar, but I was watching, speaking of YouTube, the Tiny Desk concert, juvenile performance, all of that, right? So it's taken the storm, and they interviewed 2 of the people that produced the Tiny Desk, and one of the men, he was saying that he's like, yeah, I started this with one performer. Like, he's like, my first performer. And that was years ago. And like, he said more to that, but I was just thinking like, oh, that's so, and then they highlighted her. They showed her really quick.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I say that to say, like, I just know that Blaze is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And I am more than honored, like privileged to be the first, especially in the healthcare and wellness space. Because years from now, like, you know, I'll always have this connection with you all, and I don't take that lightly either, you know? So
yeah, no, it's absolutely like an honor to share this platform with so many amazing like talented, top tier entrepreneurs and founders in this space. So you have every right to be proud and excited. I was even loving like how Casey was like announcing the winners. Like, it was just a whole experience.
It was so nerve-wracking. I was like, God, like, good thing we're all like, you can't see us and I'm mute, because I was like, oh my God, just say it. I'm sorry.
I'm
Get to the point.
But that's like, that's how you know, like, you know, we're these awards, they mean something. It's not just a title that we have. Like, it's the community that we've built. It's the camaraderie that we've shared. It's, you know, throughout this was the last piece of the summit, and so we have gone through this entire week together with, you know, being poured into and nurtured, and, you know, taking in a lot of tactical information and things like that. And so to finally have a moment to like celebrate and to, you know, commend ourselves for all the work that we put in, not just this week, but like the work that you put in for your business and how much you've grown, and, you know, the wins that you've gained, even just, you know, like the bulk order that you shared, like that's amazing. It's definitely worthy of celebration. And I just hope and pray that like anyone else who may have been on the fence about like nominating themselves, like that should be a non-issue. Like, we as Black women founders, like, that should be like the go-to. I've even been in other spaces where that was the norm. Like, of course you're going to nominate yourself. Of course you're going to nominate yourself. We're not going to wait for someone to tell us that we're worthy of being put, you know, of being honored in this space of where we know that we put in the work, and we know that we're making an impact, and we know that there's so many more people who need to hear and receive the message that we're offering, which is why, you know, we have this podcast, because we want more people to know about what it is that you do, and we want your message to span and reach like as many women as possible who are in need of what you're offering, because it's beautiful. And I love that, you know, it's through Blaze that we have been able to make this connection, Lesline. I'm so proud of you, because not only, and I've been watching you since then, like, I've seen the other awards that you've been getting, like all the wins, like, it's just the beautiful like waterfall effect of just how things are just coming full circle is beautiful to witness. And I just know that it's only the beginning.
Thank you. I receive that. Like, I really do. Because I will say, like, it's not, yes, there's all these wins, and then there's also other, you know, we're all going through things, you know what I mean? So I will say, like, it's just, it's nice to be in spaces like this, because even before we hit record, I was like, I'm glad that I'm talking with LaToya. Like, it just, I could feel myself filling up again. So that's why it's important to be in community, important to nominate yourself, because like you were saying, like, I don't know what it is. Maybe, well, I guess there's probably studies and stuff, but like, I don't know why as Black women we're so like, we don't want to, like, I don't know, just I don't know if that's also like like, I don't know why church and stuff comes in my head, but it's like we have to be like hush, and there's all this shame, and like, no, I need to be modest. Like, I'm not being modest anymore, because I I work hard, and like I'm learning how to like live the ease, and I'm learning all of that. But right now I'm in the building. I'm in this building phase of my business, and I have to put myself out there. And like these type of things, winning best in healthcare and wellness for the Blaze Awards, the first Blaze Awards ceremony, is a way that people will take me more serious. If I'm not like, I'm not like, that's another thing. It's like, because people are like, oh, you do yoga, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, but there's more that I'm putting out there, right? And that's also my responsibility too. But nominating myself, it was because I wanted people to take me more serious. Like I didn't want people to think this is a hobby. I didn't want people to think that I'm just like tiptoeing. Like I am in this. I am 10 toes down in my business, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but I know that it's worth it. And I know that being a part of this community, it's been one of the best things for me. So
yeah. You mentioned, this move to like nominate yourself and to assert yourself as a business owner and not as like a hobby, like yoga teacher is a way to, have people like take you more seriously. And I've been in that space too. And it's like the shift for me is like, I need to take myself seriously. So if I believe that my business is worthy of these accolades and worthy of this visibility, I need to make sure that I am part of the best of the best. Why wouldn't I? Like I think that there like you're right. There are a plethora of reasons why we as Black women may be hesitant to assert ourselves and kind of brag on ourselves, to be quite frank, because that's not the way that we've been conditioned to allow our gifts to be received by people, by like telling them, oh, I'm great at this, or I'm really good at this. But no, okay, but also like you need to know, because y'all don't, not enough of y'all know, y'all out here struggling. And I'm telling you, like, what I got right here is gonna help you. I need you to hear me on this. So speaking of that, I know that you have some things in the pipeline. So tell us more about like what's next to come for Lesline Does Wellness, and how more of our, especially new Black moms, can receive like what it is that you're offering.
Yes. So I am hosting my first yoga retreat at the end of this year. So December 1st through the 3rd, so like that weekend, the 1st through the 4th. I'll be hosting a retreat in Orlando, Florida. So I have 4 more spots, 4 more women that I'm looking for. We already have 1 person. And so, that will be happening at the end of the year. So I'm really excited to put this on. You don't have to live here. If you're more than welcome to fly into Orlando and join us. And it'll be a bunch of healing and just showing you everything, like everything you're hearing me talk about right now with LaToya, but on a deeper level.
Yes. Oh, it's going to be so transformational. I can already feel it. So yes, if you are interested, make sure you follow Lesline Does Wellness on Instagram and wherever else. Lesline, would you like for them to contact you? Can you share that?
Yeah. So my website, Lesline Pittman. So it's my name, LeslinePittman.com. You'll see the information about the yoga retreat. And you also can just email me too if you would like, if you have more questions, hello@LeslinePittman.com. And my DMs are always open. So if you just want to send me a DM, if you have any questions, that's how you can reach me.
Awesome. And I hope, through this conversation, you can feel like the genuine nature that Lesline just expresses, just very naturally. In the few conversations that I've had with you, they've always felt like I've just been catching up with an old friend, and we've just been able to, connect on a level outside of just being business owners, which is really like what we aim to, highlight here at Blaze. Like, it's not just about scaling businesses and reaching the next financial milestones, but how do we cultivate the Black woman and ensure that, for you with yoga being the tool that you use to to cultivate that wholeness through wellness, like how do we see the Black woman for who she really is, and not just like one title or one role that she serves in her life. So I can only imagine how, yes, I can only imagine how you're going to be able to like communicate and like transform other women's lives through this retreat. And I'm excited for that to happen. So stay tuned, you guys. Thank you so much, Lesline, for joining me on the podcast. It's great to catch up with you, to celebrate you. Thank you for being part of the Blaze community, for nominating yourself for the first ever Best of the Best in the health and wellness category of the Blaze Business Awards. We hope to see you back next year. Yes. But we appreciate you and look forward to all the beautiful things that you will do in this world.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Stop.